Hey everyone. So, I want to talk about what a lot of people don't like to talk about. So, we're about coming out to the first new moon of 2020, of a new decade, of the year that everyone is saying where stability and integration are coming into play, right? Where these new paradigms and manifestations are really coming and vibing higher to a new collective consciousness, a new paradigm, right? That all of this work that we've been doing in the past few years is finally supposed to come down into the physical, right? And that we're supposed to see physical change. And, you know, I want us to kind of remember to look at how far we've all come, right? It's easy to get lost in staying positive, right? People talk about how people are afraid to look at shadow aspects, about people who only like to look at the light and don't like to look at their shadow selves. And I'm not really here to talk about that per se, but it's what I'm saying here is that it's easy to get caught up in that. It's easy to just keep moving, keep trudging, keep pushing on without honoring how far we've actually come. Because when you look at the beginning and then come to where you are now, it's hard to believe how far you've come, right? So we've all done tons of work on ourselves. And I want also the people that are just starting, or even when those phases come up where we're at the bottom and we are trying to find our way to the top again, where we feel lost, where we feel desolate, where we are more crazed and crying and depressed than we are hopeful, excited, or happy or peaceful, because those times are still just as important in our lives, right? Um, it's still important to experience these things. These things happen because we're purging, right? We are, if we ignore the parts of ourselves that are sad, that don't feel worthy, that feel like they're not seen, that they're not heard, then they continue to feel unseen, unheard, and unworthy, right? That's where we do the work. That's where we do the healing of ourselves, right? That's where we say, I do see you, I do hear you, I do love you, you are worthy, I am worthy. And I just want to talk about, like, even, just not in just those moments, but from the beginning, right? Um, because I was just looking over my profile, and I always come back to that picture of when I first made the decision to actively work and be on this journey, to actively be on my divine purpose, and to work on myself in a commitment to myself and to my journey into the collective consciousness, right? Before that, I mean, I'm still a mess, but I was such a mess. I was extremely codependent. I was up and down. I was extremely anxious all the time. Um, I was needy. I was egocentric. Um, Even though I was caring so much for others and I was always there for others in a different kind of way, I was very self centered. Um, and this was really shown to me on my journey, right? It was really reflected to me by the people in my life that were my mirrors, my twin flame, if that's the kind of thing that you subscribe to. Um, I was still extremely intuitive, but I was lost in it, right? I didn't really know what the difference was between 5D and 3D energy. I was just like, oh my God, the world is ending all the time whenever I was purging or seeing or feeling energy or other people's energies as an empath before I learned how to ground and protect myself, right? I was a mess. I was a mess. I was codependent and anxious and needy. And I made excuses for myself all the time about what I could and could not do. Um, and yeah, I still have lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of work to do. But I've come a really, really long way. Um, and the point is that you have come a long way. And it's important to take a look at just what you've done with yourself, how far you've come, and really take ownership of that strength, that confidence, that vulnerability, um, and that manifestation work, right? Because even if you aren't exactly where you need to be yet, where has your work brought you? What has it brought to you internally? And where are you going? Where are you headed? And in each moment that you have been forced to confront yourself, what have you done and what has that gotten you? Because each moment that you were brought to that spot where you had to question yourself and your emotions and your feelings and your place in this world, what were you told by the divine? Not by your ego thoughts, not by your fear, but what were you told by your love? And where are you going to take that now? Okay.